2024, November 24th, a crease or wrinkle-like line seemed to form in the sky, float eastward across the sky, and was recorded looking north by northwest from a location in Austin, Texas, at the parking lot of Grand Central Station at 8700 Research Blvd Austin, Texas. It was uploaded to Viral Hog as a specific file name, and that seems to be the oldest or the original file. It also includes some notes from the original creator of the video. It's not strongly indicating they did the upload. I'm going to be pointing out anomalies in it, but let's quickly look at the map of the area. Go fuck yourself, Google. Now, this is, and yes, I'm sorry, this is my fourth take. I'm tired of this. Google is doing a barrage of bullshit today. Let's move on. The location here, we can look around, if it loads, shows that we were just this side of this sign, about right here. We were looking this direction, which looks to be north by northwest, approximately. Why did you put that there? I don't know. And we can see most of, if not all of, the content we see here. Let's try lining it up just a little dinky bit. I'm not going to put a lot of effort into it because, again, Google has chosen to make it a lot harder for me to do the video today. Anyway, we have Boost Mobile over here in Clinica Hispania. It just says HISPA. You'll notice that this power pole or utility pole is lined up nicely between the O and the B for Boost. Right here. We're pretty close. We should be further to the right. The lights are lined up. In this case, this one's to the right of that light-colored building. This one here lines up nicely with the tree. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. So this is where the images were taken from. I'm going to skip forward here because we get a better view here. And you can see almost the exact same situation. I'm going to do another thing, however. I'm going to go back over here again, if I can, and try to give you a little bit better view of the situation. So it is absolutely the same situation. Excuse me. It matches it. It's good enough. Okay? All right. Now, strictly, we're going to be looking at the first and last frames of the video. In the video, the person making the recording zooms in. Now, I'm going to say this. You know, this is pedantic. If you're recording a situation involving the sky or any other situation, compel yourself not to zoom in. It ruins any analysis. Now, I'm going to say in here, I'm not saying this was done deliberately. Most people don't know that it will literally frustrate the living crap out of a person analyzing a video, but it did, and it will. And everybody doing a documentation, if you document an accident, I think it should be a legal requirement that if you zoom in and out, it's thrown out. I'm that frustrated with it. It makes it very hard to figure out what's going on. We go from this level of resolution here, where we can see Boost Mobile, the World Finance, and an auto parts place. And then over here, we're zoomed in this tightly. Okay, that's a lot of difference. But I'm going to point out something that was brought up by it. Over here, you can see directly over the light-colored building on the right, a cloud that's hovering right here, dead centering over it. And when we look in the last frame, we see that it's moved to the left. Now, I'm not talking about the anomaly. I'm talking about the situation this happened in that we are presuming is reality. I want you to look at the lineups for things like this. This is how we start from, because we want a frame of reference. The back end of this car is lined up with this opening in the doorway, correct? And it seems to be here. We're maybe a little further over to the left, but maybe not. The building, the light pullback here lining up just slightly to the right of the B and O for Boost. It's still the same. We're basically in the same lineup. Here's the red car here, right where the roof and side pillar come in contact with what would be the body of the car. It comes to line up like that. And when we look over here, if we zoom in a lot, if I can get to it, will we see the same thing? Yes. In fact, let's do this. Do we see approximately the same situation? So our point of view, our perspective in this recording, we haven't moved much. Now, the things that you'll notice when we're watching this as a video later is that this moves to our right, and again, this cloud here appears to move to the left. And this V-shaped cloud here is this one. When you watch the video, this whole top of the sky squeezes down and tilts over, but all of the clouds in the background are dragged by this anomaly. And this cloud moves more to the left. That strongly indicates that the raw video that was shot had the sky with the clouds moving to the left, probably in unison. And then it seems to have been twisted and shifted by using a skewing function, and we get this anomaly. Now, I'm going to point out something important about this. The video we're looking at here has the important information right here, all the way to, let's say, down to the parking lot. That makes it a roughly square video. And then we get this effect. Now, I want to point out the next thing that I've noticed. This is at 1 pixel for pixel on my screen. You will probably see pretty close to that. Here is a white anomaly around a bird that's going from our right to the left rather rapidly. It was caught in the frame. We don't see that anomaly here. When we scroll down, we see that anomaly on every single transition. This is the video software in the cell phone or whatever is used, trying to create a strong line to create a contrast, to bring out contrast and false detail. This is done around every transition that has a high brightness change. There's a white halo around the doorways, which aren't really there in reality. Okay? That needs to be paid attention to. Okay, now let's go look at our anomaly with the bird for reference. It doesn't show that. It shows very high resolution. We have a blurry bird. Let's move in, scoot over. When we do that, we can see what appears to be detail of, like, let's say, white feathers at the edge of the bird's wing. But we get that anomaly. It's called motion JPEG, I think. Maybe not. And here we get way higher detail than we should be getting. Again, this is for context. Well, it's so clear. Yes. Let's look at the original picture here. We're going to zoom in and see how many things have that anomaly, the white on the white halo. That, the buildings. You'll notice you can't really see the license plates. When I typed this in, I made sure that I had this set for somewhat clean angles. That's a single pixel on the screen on that letter T for floated. We don't see a lot of detail here. When was the last time you had a cell phone video you took that somehow fixed focused perfectly on exactly what you wanted to record? In this case, our weird time-space anomaly, our glitch in the matrix. Let's zoom in even more here. When we zoom in ridiculously, I'm making the pixels bigger, right? Okay, I made the pixels bigger. This is not in 1-to-1 ratio, and we're seeing enough detail to detect edges. We're seeing what looks like a wrinkled edge of a piece of paper, and then right here we're seeing a shadow, like it's a divot on the other side, if it was lit from the left. Okay? I mean, you can make a presumption lit from the left or the right, but this is a straight up and down anomaly that's covering the exact center of the person's pointing. That would be what you'd point at. And it creates a seeming warp and rip here. Now, I'm going to play back the video. This is a cropped version of the video. This is the best I could do. It's garbage. I know it's garbage. You don't have to tell me, but we're going to watch it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is point out a couple of things. Number one, this is the best I could do. It's garbage. I've said that already. The next thing is, this file, no matter what I do with it, keeps crashing my computer, my player, my editors. It always says that it's a corrupt file. It won't pause. Sometimes it will speed up and slow down. The file's got something going on with it. Now, maybe it was where I downloaded it from. That's an easy explanation. So let's just watch what happens. I want you to pay attention to this cloud, these clouds here, and this anomaly seemingly getting stuck to it as they move to the right, while this cloud moves to the left. And then they zoom in dramatically. Again, I'm sorry, but I have to say it again. Don't ever zoom in on anything you want to have taken seriously and be analyzed as evidence. But as we zoom in, you'll notice this is attached to it. So pay attention only to this cloud at the bottom next to the light pole and that tree. It is attached to the background. Zooming in makes it to where you can get away with having things lose context. People will not pay attention. Don't look behind the curtain mode. Okay, again on the bottom, we'll just do it again and I'll rewind it over and over again if I have to. Okay, now look at the top cloud. We'll get that done right here. Look at the top cloud up here and see if it's bolted to it. Is it moving across it or is it bolted to it? It appears to be kind of a combination of it. It's definitely bolted to that lower cloud. Okay, now we'll watch it the rest of the way through. And again, now that we zoomed in, that little cloud over the building isn't visually interesting to us and would be ignored by an AI routine because it's no longer in context. It's still bolted to the same part of those clouds. They're just skewing, but somehow the line, that anomaly, is not. And again, at the end of the video, that other cloud moves in a way that indicates that the sky is essentially rotating ahead of us and in a way that would be easily done with a skewing thing. And that was the bird at the end of the video. Let's see if I can pause the video at that point without it freaking out on me. Let's see if I can do that. And there's our bird. I'm going to try going backwards and forwards. I don't know if I can. Okay, I can. This player is ready to crash at any moment. Here's where we see it on this version of it that's badly corrupted. And we see it flapping. It's definitely moving from right to the left. Okay, that's what we can do. It's not much. So again, emphasis added. The resolution level of each part of the screen image not matching is not unusual, but that would strongly indicate somehow a cell phone focused on a phenomenon that's between us and a cloud thousands of feet away, but managed to not focus on anything within the normal range people take photos of that every cell phone is biased to do a good job making an image of. None of the plates show up, but we have the same resolution up here that would allow us to see these plates. This is an oversampled video. It's insanely high resolution, and that's an extremely clear anomaly. Normally, UFO anomalies and space invaders or whatever are low res because you can have a lot of deniability and interpretability. Again, let's do the facts though. The person did not move. They simply stood still and moved their cell phone in and zoomed in on this part of the sky over here. And that's really all I can tell you. I'm almost positive that this is fake. But I can't prove it because I can't analyze the video without crashing my computer. And no, it has nothing to do with the operating system. I really ran it through a routine. I even ran it through a routine looking for viruses. The file itself had some damn thing done to it that I can't check because it keeps sabotaging me. When I convert it to another file format, it carries through anomalies that ruin it. But this is just a raw video from a cell phone that was uploaded someplace. Unless somebody has, quote, the original file from wherever it was on. I don't care. If you want to post it, great. I haven't seen anybody post an older version or, quote, the original version or attribute it to a person who lived in Austin, Texas. Except for this one website. Everybody else, no. So I was able to confirm this. This is definitely the location it was taken from. Links below in the description. Have fun analyzing it. But because it's so high resolution and because the anomaly is so out of characteristic focused well, how many of you have a cell phone that won't focus no matter how many times you scream at it? Come on. I'm very sure that this is a video effect that's been added over the top of it post-processing. If it was all in high resolution, I wouldn't bitch at all, but I might find a reason to if I was trying to be desperate. But at this point, this really, really does seem like a faked video. But I can't tell. This is almost impervious to true analysis just because it's so hard to do anything with it. It's like it's screwing with me. If I try to go forward or backward in the video sometimes, it just won't let me. And that's with the raw video. When I do the processed video that I was using and showing you, it at least lets me get away with it this time. This is like the umpteenth try with it. I keep pausing my video recording, screen recorder, so I can get something. because it's that aggravating. I swear I'm being trolled. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll need it.